Right guys, what we're going to do is we're going to look at MT5 and I'm going to show you how to set up a profile, template sort of thing, just so that you can have a quick snapshot at your products that you're going to trade. Now where does this come from? Well, it comes from something that we're going to do with the Scruffy Squad. So let's roll the intro and I'll tell you all about it.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome. So what's this that we're up to? Well, it's very, very simple. We're going to be doing a 531 challenge based on a small amount. Now this is a challenge because the Wild Wonder sitting next to me is on her own little challenge of bankrupting me before the year even starts because she's on a shopping spree, returning stuff from Christmas and reordering. Fantastic.
For your trainers, not mine.
I don't care. I'm not called Scruffy for now. I mean, I'll walk around in that all I do with bloody just me flip-flops on. Don't bother me in the slightest. It's you that it worries.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Anyway, cut long story short, what we decided to do, if I flick this over and pull in kind of the Discord, you'll see. The Discord is a lively group. And what we do is we try and make each other better constantly. And one of the ways we're going to do that, and it's an idea from Perry, so a little salute to you. And you'll see that we've all put our little votes in. Now, 531, if you're unfamiliar with it, is a very simple process. It's 5 products. So that's why we're looking at these. Now, it's democratic, so everybody has a vote to what they want to see, and then it's the top 5. Because if you can see, there's mine. It doesn't correspond to what the guys want, but I'll go with the majority. Now, luckily, well, it's not luck, it's just what the guys like. They are all tradable assets. You don't have to trade them all on the same day, you just have to trade one of them. Okay. Now, the next part of it, so that's your 5 products, 3 strategies. I'll be using the River, the Push, and Golden Eye. What are they? Well, the River is my long-term swing strategy. It's a 2-trigger system, but you still have to manage it. I'll use Golden Eye predominantly, which is zone to zone based on high concept failures and fibs, and of course common sense. It's what you see me trade every day. And if I ever want to do a bit of scalping, I'm not big on scalping, I'll use the Push, which is based on a trending market and an 8 EMA, if you've never seen them before. So what's the one? Well, you trade it once a day at the same time each day. Now, your time frame could be 9 o'clock at night, mine could be 9 in the morning. It doesn't matter, but you kind of stick to the same time that you work. Because if you're on 9 to 5, you don't really want to be upsetting your boss flicking onto the screen, now do you? So trade maybe before or after work. And then you pick which strategy suits what you're doing. So if you're letting it run overnight, it's the swing. If you're looking at it over the next 4 or 5 hours, use your day strategy, Golden Eye. And if you've only got a few minutes and you feel like you're a bit lucky, maybe it's a scalp. Simple stuff. But it all starts with the broker. Now, our platform of choice is MT5 through BlackBull. Now, you can follow it with prop industry. The chosen prop is the 5%ers. It's the only company I put my name to. And if you want to try them out, there's a link for them in the comments, as there is any company that I use. You know, so you'll find the BlackBull link there as well, and you'll get free education for it if you use the link. Now, let's pull up this MT5. Now, the accounts that we are going to be looking at it's the hedge version, and it's live. All right, we're not doing any paper trading here. It's real time, real money. I've already deposited my money in. There's been no trading activity on it, and there's the £200 waiting for it. We start this on the 8th. So what are we doing talking about profiles and templates? Well, if we look at here, there's your profile. So for argument's sake, if I wanted to look at the euro, I do have them in baskets, like here. And this is what I kind of use to help score up a strength sheet. I'm looking for waves. I'm also looking for individual assets that are all going in the same direction. In other words, I look at an hourly chart, 4-hourly chart, whatever, and I'll check to see what the current candle or the last candle prior was doing. So that's red, 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 green, red, green. So out of these 7 products, that is the basket of euro, 5 of them are pushing down. So that would give it a score of 5 out of 7. You know, why? Because it's the majority. So it's like minus 5, right? And then 2 positive. So that's kind of a little snapshot. Now, when I'm doing trading, I can also look down into trading areas like this, and then I can put in and I can drill into it as well. And this is where you'll find all my marks and my levels, etc. So they're all in place and ready just to trade, you know. And that's why I use these, because as you can see, this is a quick snapshot of an hourly. It shows the bunch, shows the top out, came back to where it bunched prior, danced around, came down, stalled at the exact same level, and then to come back down again. And it does this over and over, as you can see. You know, I find my levels incredibly important. So what else can I do? Well, I'm going to set up a profile just for the bull account. Okay. So what I'll do is, if I go to this, and I'll show you how to put everything in. So the first thing we need to do is create one. So from here, you just click Save As, like this, and give it a name. So I'll call it Bull. Just like so. Now if I go into here, we now have Bull. So if I'm up on my Alpha Watch there, I can pull it to Bull, and that's what this is. Now we're going to change it. Now as you can see, this looks horrid, but that looks nice. So how do you get it like this? Now there's 2 ways. Once you've got a template in place, which is these, you can just click it and it'll automatically fire in your template. All right. And it'll make it look like this. But what happens before that? Well, let's have a little look. So we wanted 5 products. So we need a 5 layout on here. I'm just going to pull in any 5 because it will change on Friday, but the principle will be the same. So if you go to View and click Market Watch, you can drag products in. Now there's 2 things that'll happen here. If you pull one in onto something that's existing there, you'll see it's got this little box under the arrow. And if I let go, it changes that asset to the new one, which is JPY. Now let's say I want a brand new product added to these 2. Well, if I drag it in, but put it on the top where the border is, you'll see that little box also has a little plus sign. Let go, and it adds it to the list. Now, to tidy these up, you just press a little box. It's just a box that looks like a square, just kind of highlighted for you. That one there. Okay. Now, you can also change the windows, so you can have them horizontal. You can have them vertical, or you can have them as auto range. Okay, so it's dead simple. So that one looks horrid, okay, because it's a new asset and it didn't copy in the template. But let's say you don't have a template. How do I make this nicer? Well, that's what we're going to do. So what we'll do is we'll just drag in 2 other products so that we can see what this looks like. Okay. So that's 5 assets. Now you can have it like so. So you can have 2 big blocks here and then 3 down the side. And you can just move them around to suit yourself. So you can kind of just shift that over to there and maybe put that there. And then click the box and it'll change them around a little bit. So you can move them about to suit. You might want to see them all vertically. So just like so. And then if you click your in tab, here, just like so. And you can also click on auto scroll. It'll just keep on rolling. Okay. As the new candle comes in, it'll just scroll forward. And if you need to pause it, just switch it off. And then you can drag things around yourself. But it just means you'll always see the candle in front of you. But what about this? This looks pretty darn awful, doesn't it? Well, the first thing we would do is we'd start cleaning it up. You might like it like this. Personally, I don't. I think it looks garish. I think it's horrible. So if I come on here, the first thing I want is, I don't use tick volume, so I'll get rid of that. I don't particularly like the grids either, so I'll get rid of that. Already it looks nice and clean. But what about the colours? What about the palette? Well, if you come to properties, you can see this is currently green on black, with a background. Now you might want black and white, which is fine. You might want a colour, okay. But I like a black background like so. So I'm going to leave that. Now the grids I've already switched off, so I don't need to do anything with that. Now the bars, we need to start having a little look at this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change these so that they look a little bit nicer. So we'll have it say lawn green. So that's the bar going up, and I want the candle going up as well. Okay, so I'll have that one lawn green. And you'll see this little box here is starting to show you what's going on. Now if a bar's going down, I want it red, like so. And then also the candle, I want red. So it now looks like this. Kaboom. Right, that looks a lot neater. Got your scale on the side. Excellent. So I like this. This is good. What else do I like? I like basic indicators on this thing. Well, if I go to insert, you'll see there's an object that says indicators. So if I'm looking for a trend indicator, I want a Bollinger Band. Now you can set it to whatever you want. So we'll just leave it on these settings. Now it's got that. All right. So I've got my Bollinger Band on. I also like to see an RSI. Now an RSI, this will show the strength of the market and how it's flaring out. An RSI can be changed to show the momentum of the market. Now, I don't like it on its standard settings, and there are 3 settings that are mainly used for an RSI: 28, 14, and 5. If you like it, it's a bit like a stochastic. You can have it stochastic on a 533, 1433, 21, 53. Principles are the same. So again, come up here, and we're going to look at indicators, but it's going to be an oscillator. And the one that I like is this one. Okay. Now I'm going to change it somewhat because I like a 5. Okay. The levels are changed to away from the norm. The norm for me, if you ever put one on, is a 70-30, but when you're on a fast setting, you stretch it out the same as a stochastic. So it's 80-20, but I also want to see when it's at its absolute extreme, which is 90 and 10, and then also put a 50 line through the middle of it, just like so. And then that's a bit big, so we'll drag that down. There we go. That is a basic template. Then when it comes to putting on your levels, etc., well, you can put in whatever you want. There you go, and you can right click that, go to properties, and you can change those to whatever you choose. Now the other part of this as well is I want to see what the colors are for if I put an order in. So again, if I go to properties, you'll see the stop levels is in red. Now the stop levels is the order levels. I like mine to be yellow for no other reason that it stands out, because I do use red support and resistance and fibs. So the yellow just stands out. I know it's in order. It's either going to trigger in or it's going to cash out or stop out, either way. Okay, so I know exactly what those levels are. So that's it done. All right. And if I pull away to say that, and then come back to bull, it's done. All right. Nicely in place. So what else can I do with this? Well, now that this is in place and I can see it and I'm happy with this as a template, if I go to my template, I can go save the template, comes up here, and then we'll just go call it bull, just for no other reason than what it is. It's a bull RSI Bolly. Right? Just give it a name, just like so. So when I flick that back, I can now go, right, well, I want that to be the same. I want this one to be the bully, and I want that one and that one. And just as quick as that, it's done. And then when I pull that up, it's now nicely set up that I can trade it. Dead simple. And that's setting up MT5. So you can save your profile into here. Then you save your templates into there. And you can drag and drop as many as you want. And that's it. Simple. So that's it, guys. That's how I'm setting up MT5. I'll come back to this later in the week with the journal that I'm going to be using for the small account. And the moral here is build it up very slowly. You know, if you make $1 a day on 200 quid, it's a good return. A $5 a week is a real good return. Now, if you don't think that's a good return, maybe you should go to the bookies. One of the things that I've noticed on the social media recently is everybody's chasing the pound note. They're chasing. No, follow the process, guys. Always the process. The money will look after itself. If you put the money first, you'll blow the account and then you'll wonder why everything's gone wrong. Just a thought. But if you want to follow the journey, come along to the squad. You'll see us every day. We have Zoom calls every day. We can talk about what we've done, where we're going. I do chart breakdowns for them. And I do it all before I go to market. So they know exactly what I'm looking for at any one time. And that way is the fairest way. I never do a rollback chart. Never. And that's it. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed. But above all, do what you love. And the money will follow. See you all in the next one.